What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Dr. Will, and you guys know the deal. Let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. As you guys are coming in for this training on tonight, go ahead and just drop and let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. I'm here in the beautiful city of Phoenix, Arizona, where God vacations. Super excited tonight to talk to you guys about 5 ways to monetize your book. So if you are an author or thinking about becoming an author, you want to make sure you are dialed in tonight. I'm going to be sharing 5 ways to monetize your book. So as you guys are coming in, go ahead, let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from, and we're going to have a good time tonight. The information I'm going to share with you, I share it with all of my book coaching clients, and those that implement it, they go on to do some very impactful things with their book. So come on in here, get settled in, get your favorite beverage, get your pen, get your paper, and let's have a good time. We're going to hang out tonight for about 30, 40 minutes. Not going to keep you too long. I'm going to give you the information. And I'm doing this because we have an upcoming program, coaching program called Bank on Books. And so I'm just giving you a little sprinkle of what you're going to get if you choose to invest in this upcoming program. So stick around to the end. I'm going to let you know how you can be a part of that if you want to be a part of that. If you have to leave early, let me just go ahead and give you the website right now so you can check it out. It's www.drwillspeaks.com/BBF. So once again, it's drwillspeaks.com/BBF, and you can find out all about the program, the Bank on Books Formula program that we have coming up. That's starting September the 5th. It's a 4-week group coaching program. So if you can't stick around to the end, go to that website, read a little bit more about it. But tonight, I'm going to just be sprinkling you with a little bit of the goodness that we're going to get during that program. So for those of you who don't know me, let me tell you a little bit about me. Who is this Dr. Will guy, and why should you listen to him? Well, I've authored over 50 books, 35 of them becoming bestsellers. I'm an international motivational speaker. Here recently been named one of the top 30 motivational speakers in the world. I had the privilege of being the only speaker to have 4 bestsellers in one day. 4 bestsellers in one day. You see it right there on the screen. Released 4 books and was fortunate enough for all of them to become bestsellers in one day. So I know a little something about the speaking industry. I know a little something about publishing books. But here's what I'm super excited about, because this formula that I created, the Bank on Books formula, it doesn't only just work for me, it's worked for hundreds of my clients. I've had the opportunity to work with over 350 authors to help them publish and market their book. And so even though I've myself published 50 books, many of our students have had great success as well. So I don't want you to just be thinking like, man, you're Dr. Will and that's why you did it. Nope. If you follow the formula that we teach you, you'll be able to do it as well. I want to share with you a couple of our students. Here we have Dr. Mary, who has used our system to write over 20 books. Yes, you heard that right. 20 books Dr. Mary has written using our simple formula. Another student of mine is Dr. Sean. Dr. Sean has used our system to write over 30 books. 30 books. Why? Why are they able to do this? Because we have a simple formula that we teach you. a simple formula that breaks down. I've talked to so many people that desire to write a book and they just can't seem to get over the hump. So our simple system allows you to get over the hump and get some real serious headway. So if you've been thinking about writing a book, or you have already written a book, but you need some help with marketing and how to take it to the next level, then you want to make sure that you join me September the 5th for this 4-week master coaching program. Once again, just simply go over to drwillspeaks.com/BBF. Another student I want to share with you, Dr. Marcy, has used our system to write over 15 books. As a matter of fact, one of her books are in talks about being made into a movie. So super excited about that. So I'm excited that you are here with us tonight, because if you're thinking about writing a book or you've already written a book, I don't want what happens to most authors to happen to you. I don't want that to happen to you. And so I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways to monetize your book, because here's the truth. Most authors sell less than 500 books. Most authors sell less than 500 books. And I don't want that to be you. I've been fortunate enough to sell thousands upon thousands of books, and I want you to join that ranks as well. I want you to be a successful author, and I also want you to learn these 5 ways that you can even extend beyond book sales. So I'm going to show you tonight 5 ways to monetize your book. 5 ways to monetize your book. So I want to know down in the chat, let me know if you've already written a book. Write the number 1. If you've already written a book, write the number 1 in the chat for me. If you want to write a book, but you haven't written it yet, write the number 2. I want to see who's in here. All right, I see that. Okay, 1s. We're getting some 1s in there. So we got some authors in here. Okay, some 2s. Okay, awesome. So we have a nice little mix with us tonight. Nice little mix. So once again, stay plugged in, because if you've already written a book, I'm going to share some strategies with you to get even more sales and even help you monetize that book even more. So let's get into it. So if you're going to monetize your book, you must have a mission for your book. You must have a mission for your book. I don't want you just writing a book. I want you to have a mission for that book. So if you're taking notes tonight, write down the question, what's my mission for my book? What's my mission for my book? And when I talk about that, yes, I know you want people to read your book. Yes, I know that you want to help people, but I want you to think even further than that. Are you wanting to use this book to help position you as an expert in your field? Are you using this book as a lead generation to build an email list? What's the mission for your book? Are you trying to create a business around the book? Are you trying to create a lifestyle around the book where it finances your lifestyle? What's the mission for your book? I want you to think about that. What's the mission for your book? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start thinking of your book as the gateway to your other services. Now, you may be saying, Dr. Will, I don't even have any other services. Well, take it from somebody that's done this for a while. As you get successful and as you begin to promote your book, other opportunities are going to open up for you. So I want you, Stephen Covey says in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he says, start with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. So I want you to go beyond just, I want to sell my book. I want you to go beyond that, because I'm believing that your book is going to be a success. I'm believing that your brand is going to be elevated. And once your brand gets elevated, you're going to have all different types of opportunities. The opportunities that I'm going to talk to you about as it relates to the 5 ways to monetize your book. So I want you to think of your book as the gateway to your other services. So put a pin, even if you don't have any services right now that you offer, I just want you to put a pin there. And I want you to be thinking that my book is just the gateway to my other services. So a real good company that does this is Apple. They do this. Even though I'm an Android guy, I can't deny that when it comes to what I like to call product integration, Apple does this well. And so I want you to start thinking about your book. So if you look at this graphic here, you see, the Apple logo in the middle, and then you kind of see everything that is spawned from Apple. But if you're an Apple user, everybody else in my house are Apple users. I'm not. But I love how Apple has integrated from their power cord to their earbuds, to the Mac, to everything to Apple Music, everything is integrated, right? To their app store and everything like that. So once you become an Apple user, you have to be an Apple user, right? Like my wife or my son, they can't use my phone plug. They have to have an Apple phone plug. And so I want you to think about your book in the same way. I want you to think about your book in the same way. Product integration. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a second in the 5 ways to monetize your book. So Apple does a really great job in interwoven all of their products. Interwoven. So when you're thinking about your book, I want you to think about your book like that as well. What other products can I interwoven with my book? And that's what we're going to get into tonight. So I hope you're ready. Buckle up. We're getting ready to get into the 5 ways to monetize your book. I want to teach you tonight how to turn your book into a profit driving machine. Create an ATM with your book. Does that sound good to anybody? If you want to create an ATM with your book, type in the chat ATM. Type in the chat ATM. If you want to create an ATM with your book, cha-ching, 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 type in the chat ATM. All right. So first thing you want to do to monetize your book. First thing you want to do to monetize your book is you want to create your signature book. You want to create your signature book. And I'm going to be using one of my clients here, Alex Molden. Alex is a former NFL defensive back, and he's a part of our Speakers Academy. And Alex has used this system brilliantly, and we're just going to use his brand to teach you how to monetize your book. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create a signature book. So when I talk about your signature book, I want you to think about what is your overarching philosophy, right? What is your overarching philosophy? So Alex here, he has the ultimate playbook for high achievement. So he's created this book for individuals that want to be high achievers. So that's his target market. More specifically, he works a lot with athletes that are transitioning from being professional athletes to now starting their second career. So he's become the expert in that area to help professional athletes transition from after they put up the cleats, after they put up the basketball, after they put up the football. He helps them transition into their next phase of life. So you want to create a signature book. So I want you to go back and think about Apple, right? It all starts with the MacBook, right? For them, that's I would say their signature product between the MacBook and the iPhone, right? That's their signature product. So what's going to be your signature book that you're going to be able to put your philosophy in there, your system or your formula that you're going to be teaching the masses. So this is very important for you to be able to monetize your book effectively and turn it into an ATM. You got to have a signature book. So when you come to Bank on Books, when you join us for this online training, this coaching program for 4 weeks, I'm going to teach you, if you haven't written your signature book yet, I'm going to teach you how to write your signature book, the book that's going to be the mothership for everything, the book that's going to be the mothership for everything. So I want you to think about that. So here is Alex. He has the ultimate playbook for high achievers. He shares in this book 11 keys for success in sports and life, right? So he uses his experience of being in the NFL, being a professional athlete. And I know it works because he now has a son that is a NFL player. So his son was able to use this same playbook and get into the NFL. So Alex knows what he's talking about. So let's keep going. Here we go. So now we got our signature book. Once you get your signature book, the first thing you're going to be able to do is turn that book into a keynote. This is the first way that you can monetize your book. You can now turn it into a keynote. So in Alex's keynote, he's able to go in and share his concepts. So his concept on assignment, alignment, and adjustment. This is his philosophy. So inside his signature book, he talks about this 3-pronged philosophy of assignment, understanding your assignment, getting in alignment, and then making the necessary adjustments you need to make so you can maximize your skills, your talent, right? Your business or whatever it may be. So you can turn that book into a keynote. This is the first way you can monetize. Now let's just look. I like to really talk numbers here, right? So using your book as the platform to get you into the door, right? To get you into the door of organizations and associations. Using your book, you can turn that into a keynote. And let's just look at this. Let's just say your speaking fee is $5,000 and you get one keynote a month at $5,000. That's an extra $60,000 worth of revenue that you can now monetize based on your book. So now you got that signature book. This is the book that you're pitching to organizations. I've wrote this book. I would love to come and talk to your organization about some of the concepts inside this book. So now you got extra revenue. You're selling the book, and now you have extra revenue, $60K. That's just one keynote a month. If you can get one keynote a month, $5,000, that would be $60,000 more to your bottom line. Let's look at the next way you can monetize your book. You can turn your book into a live event. So now Alex has turned his book into a live event. He calls it the High Achievers Academy, helping former pro and college athletes find their next journey. So now he's turned this into a live event. Let's look at numbers again. I love to look at numbers again. So let's say Alex gets 50 people to come to his live event. He charges $497. Let's say he charges $497 for that event. 50 people come to his event. That's an extra $24,000. That's an extra $24,000 that he's earning based off of this book that he's written. So if you're keeping track, what is that? That's $84,000. This is only two things we've done now. We've turned it into a keynote. We're getting one keynote a month. We've now have a live event. Now let's just say Alex did this live event and he did it once a quarter. Let's say he did it once a quarter. So at once a quarter, he's getting $24,000. He does it 4 times a year. That's $100,000 from this live event. That's $100,000 at the $60K for the keynote. And now that's $160,000. Are you guys seeing how you can turn your book into an ATM? If you're seeing this, type in the chat, I see it. Just type in the chat, I see it. I see it. Are you starting to see it? This is all from your signature book. And these are concepts that I'm going to be teaching you. These are concepts that I'm going to be teaching when you come to our Bank on Books Coaching Master Coaching on September the 5th, 4-week class where I'm going to be breaking down these concepts even more for you. We're just on the surface right now. But for 4 weeks, you're going to hang out with me online, and I'm going to dig deep and show you how to really turn your book into an ATM. So if he did this once a quarter, that's 100K. Let's look at the third way. You can monetize from your book. So you can turn your book into a coaching program. So he's taken those same concepts that's inside his signature book, and now he's teaching personal development and leadership development. He's teaching personal development and leadership coaching to executives now and former athletes now. And this is something that you would be able to do, taking the concept that's inside your signature book and going to the next level. Man, is this some good stuff? Is this good? Man, I get so excited with this because I'm telling you, you can literally turn it into an ATM. So now Alex has his coaching program. So let's just look at this. So let's just say Alex is coaching a couple of executives. Let's say he puts these executives on a 3-month program and he's charging them $2,000 a month for this program, right? That's $6,000 per CEO that he's working with. Let's say he's working with 5 CEOs. That's an extra $30,000 he's now earning. He does that every 90 days, every quarter again. He gets 5 new clients every quarter, right? That's 30,000 times 4. That's $120,000. That's $120,000. Are you guys starting to see this? Are you starting to see how you can turn your book just from having a signature book and writing the right book? Writing the right book. That's so key. That's why we call it your signature book. And so going back to the Apple example, you want to be able to integrate all these things. So once somebody reads Alex's book, we want to use the book to funnel them into a coaching program. We want to use that book to funnel them into hiring him as a keynote speaker. We want to use that book to funnel them into a live event. Are you guys seeing that? All from this signature book. So that's another 6 figures that he could do just in coaching based off of his signature book. Let's keep going here. Turn your book into an online course. Number 4, turn your book into an online course. So what Alex has been able to do, and man, I tell you, I just get so excited. I just laugh because, man, you could really turn your book into an ATM. So now he's turned it into an online course. So now he's offering this online course where people can sign up for this online course. Let's say he charges $197 for this online course that anybody can take because it's online at any time. And let's say he gets 500 people a year to do his online course at $197. That's another $98,000. That's another $100,000, another six figure. So this is how you build out streams just from this one book. Just from this one book, you have another six-figure stream that you can create from your book. Is this good? If this is good, in the chat, type the word good. If this is good, let me know this is good. Let me know if this is good to you. In the chat, type the word good if this is good. So we've turned it into a keynote. We turned it into a keynote, right? We've turned it into a live event. We've turned it into a coaching program. We've turned our book into an online course. And number five, watch this. Alex has turned it into a podcast. So the concepts that he teaches in the book, he's turned it into a podcast. He has one of the top rated podcasts. And now how can he monetize this? Now, because he has one of the top rated podcasts, he can now charge for advertisement, but he can also use this podcast to leverage his brand so people can come to his live event, so people can hire him as a keynote. So he can now leverage the podcast to advertise and market his live event, to advertise and market his coaching program, to advertise and market his online course, and to sell more books off the podcast. This is, I'm telling you. So I've shared with you tonight 5 ways that you can monetize your book. 5 ways. And we didn't have an opportunity to go deep into each of them. But I tell you, if you join me for the 4-week master coaching starting September 5th, we're going to go really deep into this. And you're going to get a blueprint of how to create your signature book, and really be able to knock out these 5 ways to monetize your book through keynoting, through live events, through a coaching program, to an online course, and a podcast. And these are just 5 ways. During the training, I'm going to teach you 20 other ways that you can monetize your book. I'm going to teach you 20 other ways. I've just shared with you 5 ways. And in these 5 ways, we've seen where if we take the time to implement all of these, we could get just at the minimum 60K, right? 60K for keynoting, 100K for live event, another 100K for a coaching program, another 100K for an online course. So that's 350K right there using these 5 ways to monetize your book. So if you want to learn how to implement this correctly, you want to learn how to write the right signature book that allows you to do this in an effective way, then you need to join me for Bank on Books. Once again, simply go to drwillspeaks.com/BBF. We're starting September the 5th. For 4 weeks straight, we're going to meet. And I'm telling you guys, I'm super excited about this because I'm going to break down some even ninja. There's another strategy that I've just implemented into my book writing business that I'm going to be sharing with everybody that signs up for this training, that invests in this training. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. So once again, go over to drwillspeaks.com/BBF. I hope that I broaden your horizon and you're seeing that, man, you literally can bank on books if you do it the right way. You literally can bank on books the right way if you do it the right way. So I hope this has helped you out tonight. I would love to go deeper with you. on these strategies and on this type of training. But you got to join me. You got to invest in yourself. Go over to drwillspeaks.com/BBF. All right, guys, have a great night. I hope this was beneficial to you. I'll talk to you guys later.